Everybody, today is the Bible day reading of the day. We are going to be reading out Genesis chapter 14, 1 through, let's hold on for just a second while I look up the scriptures, 1 through 24. Today we are going to be talking about how Abram rescues Lot, and we will go ahead and begin that message right now. At this time, Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arach, king of Elasar, Kedor, Lamor, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Coam, went to war against Bera, king of Sodom, Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemeber, king of Zoabim, Zeboam, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these latter kings joined forces in the valley of Siddim, the Sea of Salt. For 12 years they had been subject to Kedorlaomer. Sorry, I can't read these names. And the kings allied with him went out and defeated the Rephaites in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, the Zuzites in Ham, the Emites in Sheva, Kirathaim, and the Hirites in the hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran, near the desert. Then they turned back and went to En Mishpah, this is Kadesh, and they conquered the whole territory of the Amalekites, as well as the Amorites, who were living in Hazazoran Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboam, and the king of Bela, that Zoar, marched out and drew up their battle lines in the valley of Siddim against Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, Tidal, king of Goim, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arach, king of Elazar. 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and when the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some of the men fell into them, and the rest fled to the hills. The 4 kings seized all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and their food. Then they went away. They also carried off Abram's nephew Lot and his possessions, since he was living in Sodom. One who had escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew. Now Abram was living near the great trees of Mamre, the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Ener, all of whom were allied with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out the 318 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan. During the night, Abram divided his men to attack them, and he routed them, pursuing them as far as Habah, north of Damascus. He recovered all the goods and brought back his relative Lot and his possessions, together with the women and the other people. After Abram returned from defeating Kedorlaomer and the kings allied with him, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Sheva. This is the king's valley. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who delivered your enemies into your hand. Then Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. The king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the people and keep the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have raised my hand to the Lord God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and have taken an oath that I will accept nothing belonging to you, not even a thread of the thong or a sandal, so that you will never be able to say, I made Abram rich. I will accept nothing but what my men have eaten and the share that belongs to the men who went with me, to Anar, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them have their share. So, first things first, Melchizedek was not Jesus. He was a priest, and he was a king that fought alongside Abram during this battle. He was a God-fearing man, and he was a servant of God, but he was not Jesus Christ. When Abraham, in other words, gave 10%, that was not something that we should focus on about tithing. That is the generosity of Abram, of what he gave. There was a lot that Abram did that day. He saved his nephew Lot, and he was blessed by Melchizedek, the high priest of God. I'm Scott Lutz. I will see you next time.